got you.
You're weird. This is good. Katniss, I'm so sorry. Peeta's out there baking delicious bread and they just get to eat this mud biscuit. Okay. Okay. I found some. Welcome to Savory Stories, the show where I make food and drink from your favorite book series. I'm your chef, the Eclectic Wolf, and we just moved into this nice, beautiful apartment, as you can tell by our nice new sparkly kitchen. It's all pretty, but we have an issue. We didn't bring much food with us, and so I don't have much to work with. So I figured, why not make something from the Hunger Games? It is the dystopian month after all, and they were a pretty oppressed group of people. They were given only certain types of rations, and so I'm going to be making some drop biscuits from the first Hunger Games. So here we go, we got our beautiful book. It's sparkly for some reason. I don't know what version this is. Ask Megan, she bought it. It is by Suzanne Collins, in case you didn't know that already. The description of this bread is, instead, we drink milk from Prim's goat Lady and eat the rough bread made from the tesserae grain, although no one has much appetite anyway. Well, I do have appetite, and so I'm going to make some bread because that sounds nice and filling, and it's only got a few ingredients because that's really all they were given. Okay, so the first thing that we're gonna wanna do is set the oven to 425 degrees because there's not many ingredients in this, and so we'll wanna make sure that's heating up really quickly. And so the description says this was made with a dark type of grain, and so I figured, well, rye is a grain that's usually considered to be a poor man's type of grain. So we're going to make our biscuits out of dark rye flour. And so to get started, we will need 2 cups of this. There we go. Echo. Now you have rye paws. You have rye poopy brown paws. Okay, so there we go. We have our 2 cups of dark rye flour. I've never actually cooked with rye before. It smells like flour. We'll want to add a couple of more things to make it taste a bit better because just flour and milk, which is basically what the recipe is, doesn't sound very appetizing. So we're gonna add a little bit of flavoring, but the type of flavoring that they would have had. Okay, and we'll want a half teaspoon of salt. Oh! The next thing we'll want to add for a little bit more flavoring inside of it is some honey. Now, they probably weren't given honey, let alone sugar, because that was probably something reserved for the rich people all up in the capital. But because Katniss went outside of the bounds and got a lot of natural things, it's very possible that she could have gone out and actually gotten honey. I think it might even have been mentioned inside of the books that they had honey. And so we're gonna use some honey to flavor our bread to make it a little bit more palatable. So we want 2 tablespoons of honey. Oh, excuse you. Hey, you're gonna knock it over! No! Hey, get away! Stop! What are you doing? Make a nice taste. Oh god. And the next thing we'll want to add for a bit more flavoring and some consistency to make it a little bit softer is some butter. Now, cows were probably a commodity that they did not have, but it is mentioned that they had a goat. So if you have it, use some goat butter and 4 tablespoons, but I do not have goat butter, and so I'm just gonna be using normal cow butter. So it's not very realistic. Okay, so you'll want to heat up that butter so that we can actually kind of mix it in. Don't melt it all the way. Want to get a fork, and we're just gonna use that to kind of mix this all together. Now make sure while you're doing this, you're using that fork to break up all those chunks of things so that it is nice and mixed throughout the flour. All right, so that looks nice and distributed now. We can grab the final ingredient, and that is the goat milk that we have right here, because it was mentioned that they had a goat. I've never had goat milk before. I'm kind of scared. That is an interesting smell. That's weird. I kind of like it more than cow milk. It's kind of like more buttery. Now we will want to put in our 1 cup of goat milk and then mix this up. Now doesn't that look like a nice, delicious, chunky mess that we have here? Oh my god. Never take your Wonder Bread for granted because they had to deal with this. Looks like mushy porridge, almost like mud. Katniss, I'm so sorry. Peeta's out there baking delicious bread and they just get to eat this mud biscuit. Echo, you are ringing a bell over there, making all types of noise. Why do you only play with the noisy toys when I'm recording? Okay, I think that is very well mixed now. It is quite thick. So now we have our bread mixed together and we can get out our pan to cook it in. I'm gonna cheat and put some foil over it so that our stuff doesn't stick. Now it does say that part of their tesserae was that they got oil, and so in order to prevent it from sticking even more, we're gonna use some vegetable oil. Pour that on and wipe this oil around on here. All right, so now we can just grab a nice big spoon and we can get a spoonful of our stuff here and drop that right on the pan. And just do that all the way across. Doesn't that look delectable? Not really. God, it won't come off the spoon. It's so sticky. This is going to burn. I just know it is. Where do I put it? Wait, beast. Now trust me, it don't matter about this looking pretty. In fact, it gives it more character if it's nice and chunky. I think they had time, District 12, to be making their bread look all pretty. They're like, no, we're hungry. Just want to eat. All right, so there we go. We had just enough for 6 biscuits. I think that will be plenty to curb my hunger. Ooh, and that's the oven, just on time. All right, they're kind of all different sizes, so they're probably cooked differently, but you know what? I don't care. The police, softly. So now we can take our biscuits that we had and put them right in the oven for 15 minutes. All right, there we go. Look at these. Oh man, these actually look like they turned out pretty nice. Those are pretty. They're nice burnt edges around them. They feel really dense, like really heavy. All right, I'm fucking starving, so I think we need our taste tester. Taste tester. Wife lady. Look, I have created us a bountiful feast with our poor rations that we are allowed.
It actually smells kind of good.
You say so.
Cut you.
Will you?
Yeah, well,
Dangerous.
I'll cut you through the biscuit.
Eat your bread. That's all we got. It's all we're getting. It's the only rations that we have for like the entire month.
Pretty bland, pretty dry.
It was all we got.
What, you're not more creative? And you can't go out and forage us something nice to put on
Oh my
it?
god, like, this is what we're getting. It's so much more work. I'm starving. I want to eat it.
No, nope. I demand higher quality. I demand flavors.
Fine. Get out of here. Go away. I'll figure it out.
I don't think I've ever tried something so bland in my whole life.
Oh my god. How dare you? I think it's amazing. But fine. I will go and make some type of dip or something.
Good, better.
I'm working on it. Jeez. There's gotta be something in here that I can make that says what I can make a dip out of. They had more than just bread. Oh, here we go. On the table, under a wooden bowl to protect it from the hungry rats and cats alike, sits a perfect little goat cheese wrapped in basil leaves. Prim's gift to me on reaping day. Goat cheese and basil. That's pretty cheap. I think I can go find that. We got our goat milk, so I obviously can just make cheese out of that. And I can just go find some basil in the wild. I got this. I got a dip idea. Okay. Okay, let me go get those ingredients. Okay. I found some. I found this nice goat cheese just lying around in this beautiful packaging. Look at that. There's some nice goat cheese. Okay, and then I found some basil. First thing I want to do, get this weird natural packaging. Open that up and dump it right in the bowl. Ah! Open, please. Oh my god. Open. Oh, there was a Alright, so just dump that right in our bowl there. It's pretty good. I like that. Okay, I can work with that. Alright, so we got our goat cheese in our bowl here. Set that aside. We got our nice bundle of basil here. Put that on our cutting board. Things that I do for love. Alright, so that looks like a good amount of basil we got here. And so now I just want to chop it up. Don't need to be perfect. Just needs to be in small enough pieces that it mixes in well. There's not really a good recipe like amount for this. It's like get some goat cheese, get some basil, mix it in, see how much you like. I used probably about 3 or 4 stems worth of leaves. So here we go, we got like 4 in here. We'll mix it up together now with a fork and we'll see how well that mixes. Alright, so this is looking kind of dry. Probably won't work very well as a spread, so we'll go get some of that goat milk and add in a tiny bit to make it more of a spread. Dump a little bit in there. There we go. Now we're actually starting to look like a bit of a dip here. See how it tastes? We need to add any more basil? A little bit more basil. Oh my God! Do you hear this? You hear the civil war happening around me? I can't cook under these conditions. It's too stressful. Okay, so that's probably like another 2 stems worth of basil leaves. Mix it all together. Hey, get away from my basil. Hey, yeah. We might be lowly peasants here in District 12, but that doesn't mean I can't make this look fancy and taste good. Megan deserves to live in the capital. So we can move our bread to the side here. We can scoop out our mix that we've created, plop that down right next to it. Spread it down into a nice circle to make it look nice and pretty. Now to go and make it even more fancy, I have some balsamic vinegar here to drizzle on top. Now, it doesn't say in the book that they have balsamic vinegar, but vinegar can be used medicinally. Katniss's mom might have had something similar to this, and so I'm just gonna pretend that they had access to at least a little bit of balsamic vinegar. So we'll take some of that, drizzle it on here. That was way more than a drizzle, but whatever. And then finally, top it all off. We'll get some of our honey that we used before to add even a little bit more flavoring to this delectable tasting dip that I've created, and drizzle that on top as well. So I think we're set. I think that's looking like a pretty nice fancy meal we got right here, at least for one night. And so I think I need my taste tester back, who put me through this torture. It took so much work, better be worth it.
This is quite a feast.
It is. Does it look better? Does it tickle your fancy?
It tickles my titties.
Whoa, that's pretty fancy.
I have concerns, but it looks pretty nice.
How dare you have concerns? I worked so hard on this.
But what about Echo and Kajay?
Nope, they got fend for themselves. They're outdoor cats now.
No, they have to go get rats.
No more fancy wet food for them in the morning.
Yeah, that's okay. I think there's a rat over there they can get.
Just dip it in.
I think I use a knife.
No, we're peasants. We can't afford knives. I think it's pretty good. I like it a lot.
Actually, didn't get any in that bite.
Oh my God, bite into it.
It's better than I expected.
Good.
I still hate goat cheese though.
Oh, really good. I would legit make this for like a party.
I really don't like goat cheese. So the goat cheese part's kind of
How could you not like this? This is amazing. I love this.
There's a gamey aftertaste with goat
No,
cheese.
there's not.
There is.
No, you're weird. This is good. Excuse you, Echo. Oh my God, this is so crumbly though.
I'm gonna dip this in just a balsamic and try that. The bread is a lot better than I expected, given it has like nothing in it.
Go away. Yeah. Like, it's really dense and it's really soft. Like, even after sitting out while I was going and scavenging for all those ingredients, like, it's still soft inside and still really dense. Like, kind of crumbly, but it tastes really good.
I think it'd be better with a little more salt. It's no Pororellia, but it's not terrible.
What are you talking about, Pororellia? We aren't given fruits and puff pastry and sugar. Come on, this is the best I can do. You get out of here. I'm eating it myself, and you can figure what you're eating for the rest of the month.
I'm gonna just have balsamic on this bread. That's good.
Well, even though this was made with only a few ingredients, it's really good. Like, I would definitely serve this as a appetizer or something at like a party. It's really good. The bread is really good. I was expecting it to be dry and just not have much flavor other than the flour. But the little bit of butter, honey, and milk that we put in really makes it nice and moist and dense. And this dip that I made, very, very good. Highly recommend. I think it complements the rye flavoring very well. It's not too overpowering. Nothing's really conflicting inside of it. And it looks fancy. Look at this. Yeah. Put that on a platter, people will be super impressed, and it takes very little time. Excuse you. There's some bread. You're weird. Our cats are weird. That was Drop Biscuits from the Hunger Games. Highly recommend it. So if you liked watching this episode, leave us a like. Please subscribe if you enjoy this content and want to see more. If you have any suggestions for things that you want to see in the future, leave them as comments down below. What do you think about this? Do you like goat cheese? I like goat cheese. Megan's crazy. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Wolf out!